Welcome to another episode of the Data's in Control podcast. My name is Brian Chauvin, and I'm the founder of Data's in Control. I'd like to ask you guys to do me a favor. If you haven't already done this, please head on over to iTunes or the podcast app and rate and review the podcast. It goes a long way for gaining exposure for us, so that we can deliver our message to other people that would benefit from hearing it. And now, let's get into today's topic. How quickly we forget. It's so easy to condemn other people. And now, over the past weekend, you've probably heard 1,000 different takes on this, the Conor, McGregor, and Khabib incident that happened. But how quickly we forget, guys. Not even a year and a half ago, Conor was a guy jumping into an MMA cage in Ireland. Not even a year ago, Conor was throwing a dolly out a bus window and breaking a window. So guys, there is much more to this instance than we're aware. So it's quite easy and it's quite the low-lying fruit to condemn Khabib, to say, oh, he was wrong. And no doubt, he was wrong. His teammates were wrong for jumping into the cage and assaulting people. He was wrong for jumping out of the cage for assaulting someone. And it's much easier for us to say, he should have been quiet in victory, and that would have been a bigger this or that. And I myself even said that. But after reflecting on the situation, he's doing and acting irrationally because of anger, because of previous events that maybe a lot of us conveniently forgot. So where in our lives are we doing this? How does this translate to us now? When you get triggered or angry at your kids or your wife or your neighbor or someone in traffic, whereas not even X number of days ago, you were the guy that did the same thing. Guys, it's easy to be the person that's screaming and hollering, but it's very, you don't know the circumstances that other people are going around. Maybe this person is a doctor on his way to the hospital to perform life-saving surgery. Or maybe he's a fireman coming back from a horrific day at the station, whereas he watched someone burn to death. Or maybe he's a first responder. Or maybe he's a dad that just lost a family member. We don't know what is going on in other people's heads. We don't know what's going on in other people's lives. We just don't know. So how about we show a little bit of compassion and empathy and try to understand what happened and try to gain full perspective before we open our mouths, before we start yipping. Especially those of us that are hypocrites because we've exhibited the same behavior. But it's okay when I do it. Like we say to our kids, do as I say, not as I do. Well, that doesn't work in my house, guys. Do as I say, not as I do doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for my wife. It doesn't work for my kids. You should be leading by example. And the fact of the matter is, most of the time when we're pissed off or we're angry at somebody else, we're just mirroring, or we're just projecting our own insecurities, our own anger, our own bullshit onto somebody else. So how about you consider that before you start opening your mouth about something that you're uneducated about, or before you start honking your horn or flipping the bird in traffic. How about you show a little bit of compassion for the fellow members of humanity? Because one day you're going to be that person. One day you might be the person that needs a little bit of empathy, that needs a little bit of compassion, that needs a little bit of a let it go. The old adage that my parents always used to say, don't judge someone until you've walked a mile in their shoes. Well, that's true. And definitely people in glass houses definitely shouldn't throw stones, folks. We're not perfect. So how about we stop acting like we are perfect and start helping humanity become better? Show some compassion to people. Instead of firing off at the mouth, just help people become better. Lastly, one of the biggest lessons that I learned from this McGregor-Khabib thing is the act of a gentleman. So Conor was assaulted in the octagon. He definitely was assaulted. 3 people were arrested and brought to the precinct. And McGregor didn't press charges. He understood the history. He understood the passion behind what happened. And he didn't want to fuck up these people's lives, so he didn't press charges. And that myself was a big takeaway from this whole incident, was the gentleman respect. He understands, and we should all take a lesson from that perspective, guys. We should all take that away from this whole instance. The one man that could have played the victim card, the one man that was assaulted after he was exhausted, the one guy that got punched while he was quote-unquote down, was McGregor. The one guy that had a vendetta that he could have pressed charges against these people and totally fucked up their lives. Guess what? He didn't. The act of a gentleman. I may not like McGregor, I may not like Khabib, but I have to respect that one act by McGregor. Anyway, guys, that's my perspective. So think about how this translates into your life. Think about how you do this and how you project your shit onto other people and how you jump to assumptions and you don't know. Or how you're the guy in the glass house that's throwing stones. Guys, let's work on our shit and not worry about other people's shit. And show people compassion and help this world become a better place. And that's it for today, guys. If this is a topic that you want to continue having, if you want to continue in this conversation, join our free Facebook group. It's easy. Head on over to dadisincontrol.com and click the button to join our free Facebook group. It's that simple. Join a group of men who are learning to become better versions of themselves, who you can ask for advice, who you can give advice. You're not alone, guys. How about you join a community and learn about becoming a better version of yourself? So until next time, have a great day, and we'll see you on the inside of the group.